I want to talk to you today about taking control of your happiness. Some people are sacrificing their own happiness to try to keep everyone around them happy. They've got to stop by a friend's house to say hello. If not, they may get upset. They've got to work late every night. If not, the boss may be unhappy. They've got to loan this friend money. They're in trouble again. If they don't meet all these demands, rescue this person, keep this person fixed, solve this person's problem, then they'll fall out of somebody's good grace. Somebody won't understand. But God did not call you to keep everyone happy. It's good to be loving, kind, generous, but you are not responsible for other people's happiness. You are responsible to keep yourself happy. Well, Joel, if I don't loan them the money, if I don't bail them out again for the 12th time, they may get upset with me. Maybe it's time for them to be unhappy instead of you to be unhappy. If they get upset, they're not friends, they're manipulators. Your time is too valuable to go through life letting people control you, make you feel guilty if you don't come running every time they call. The easy thing is to just give in and bail them out, don't make any waves. But as long as you rescue them and you're there to keep them fixed and to keep them cheered up, you're not really helping them, you're becoming a crutch. You're enabling their dysfunction. The only way they're really going to get free is for you to not meet all their needs and not come running every time they have a, quote, emergency. You got to put your foot down and say, I love you, but I'm not going to let you control me. I love you, but I'm not going to jump every time you call. I love you, but I am not going to feel guilty if I don't meet all of your demands. If somebody is controlling you, it's not their fault, it's your fault. You have to set some boundaries. Quit allowing them to call you all hours of the day and night and dump their problems on you. That's why we have voicemail. Quit catering to them every time they throw a fit. Ignore it. Quit loaning them the money every time they make poor choices. Don't take on that false sense of responsibility. You are not the Savior of the world. We already have a Savior. You're not supposed to keep everyone happy, everyone fixed. If you take on that job, the one person who will not be happy is you. I know this man, and for years, he had a problem paying his rent. My heart went out to him, and I helped him again and again. Every other month, practically, he would explain how something had come up and he couldn't make his payments. After about the 5th emergency, I started to wise up. He told how his client hadn't paid him. The money should show up any time. A relative got sick. He had to travel out of town, on and on. After this long, sad story, he looked at me and said, now, Joel, what are we going to do? I didn't say it, but I thought to myself, we're not going to do anything because this is not my problem. This is your problem, and I'm not going to feel guilty because you keep making poor choices. I believe I would still be helping him today, 5 years later, if I had not put my foot down. A lot of times we do things out of guilt. Well, I should help him, I feel like, and if I don't, I'm going to feel bad about it. But if that person is not taking responsibility, you're not really helping them, you're hurting them. They're not having to deal with the real issues. And some people are always having a crisis. They're always in need. And it's good to help them once, twice, a dozen times. Certainly be kind, show mercy. But 5 years later, they're still having those regular emergencies, counting on you to come running. If you keep giving in, it's just like they have you as a puppet. They know if they pull this string, you'll feel guilty. Pull this string, you'll come bail them out. Pull this string, then you'll stay late and do the project for them. My message today is cut the strings. No more puppets. No more letting them make you feel guilty. No more come running. Well, Joel, if I do that, they may not be my friend anymore. There's your answer. God may have just closed that door for you. The truth is, if they get upset because you don't meet every demand, they give you the cold shoulder because you don't call on cue, they're not really a friend, they're a controller. The sooner you break free, the better off you're going to be. It's like a little child, a toddler. If every time they throw a fit, you come running, you give them what they want, they'll continue to do that. They know what they have to do to get their way. But if you let them throw that fit a dozen times, even though they're hollering and screaming, you ignore it, go about your day, enjoy your life, before long, they'll realize throwing a fit doesn't do any good, and they'll have to change. It's the same principle in adults. As long as somebody can pressure you into doing what they want, they will continue to do it. But when you don't respond to their fits, you don't let their guilt cause you to give in, you don't come running every time they have a need, that will force them to look inside and deal with the real issues.